Hey there, today we are talking about a very important topic that I just kind of want to hear more, to hear a different perspective on it, and that is the phrase don't focus on the outcome, focus on the journey. Um, it's been on my mind lately, not just because we are in some interesting times, but also when it comes to the world of work. Oftentimes, there are some of us that are very focused on getting results and getting things done, right? But we tend to have either challenges, roadblocks, or what have you in the journey. So I've been just thinking about this perspective of, I guess, just what does it mean, right? What does that phrase really mean of focusing on the journey and not so much the outcomes? Because I oftentimes have this thought of, in order for us to complete something, we kind of do have to focus on the journey, right? And the outcomes together. So I guess I'm just having a bit of a difficult time not understanding it, but just figuring out what does it entail. When do you focus on outcome? When do you focus on the journey? And what is the point of this? This is to make not your life easier, not only your life easier, but those that you collaborate with as well. So I guess I can talk about a couple of instances where I feel it's very essential to do have that focus on the outcome, right? So, for example, if you are doing contracts and you need to deliver by a certain deadline, there's got to be a huge component and focus on the outcomes, right? Because you know you have something to deliver. So that's a very clear example. Now, some might argue that there is learning, right? As you do something, you learn maybe how to do it better, how not to do it, who to approach. So maybe that is part of the journey, right? And then you have other instances where, for example, when it comes to career, I've always asked about expectations when I start a new position, for example, because I think it's important to know what I'm striving for, right? And I think along those lines, maybe there is a topic that is worth exploring as well, that is kind of interconnected to that, and that's probably success, right? I read something about success this morning, and I think a key question that the person asked was, what are you trying to change? And I think that is a beautiful question, right? Within any endeavor that you approach or go into, a good question to ask is, what are you trying to change, right? What is the difference you're hoping to make? So when I think of those words, difference and change, I can already see the analysis of a current state and where I see myself at, right? So maybe going back to the idea of outcomes and the journey, right? So how do we make that journey, right? Having the outcomes in mind, but being flexible, especially when there are deadlines. And I know that those of you that are project managers out there, program managers, I'm sure you have a great info to add to this. I don't know, I just want to hear from you. What do you think about this? How is outcome intertwined with the journey, intertwined with success, intertwined with changes and states, right, of where we are and where we want to be, especially if where we are doesn't work anymore? So share with me what you think about this topic.